Your only job is to feel good, okay? And that doesn't mean feel some insane positive emotion, but feel genuinely good, relaxing into yourself at the 0 point. The 0 point feels good, and it may even take you to higher and higher heights of positivity than you could ever induce with any visualization, with any affirmation or manifestation practice. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk to you about some insights that I got reading Richard Dott's work. So if you're not familiar with Richard Dotts, he seems to be leaning somewhere in between the law of attraction and law of assumption. But a lot of the things that he said made thinking fourth dimensionally, made accepting your highest good, made manifesting your ideal reality so straightforward that I had to take notes and, of course, share them with you, because if it helps me, I know it could help others, and that's what I love to do. So thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. First, I'm going to share with you this point that he really emphasized that hit home, okay? And it is, your good is not dependent on anything that you do. Your good, your manifestation of your ideal life is not dependent on visualization, affirmation, meditation. It's not dependent on anything, no physical action. None of this is what is causing it. Your good is inherent because you are one with God, with Source, with the universe, with the subconscious mind, infinite intelligence. I like to hit all the bases because everyone has a different idea of what they want to identify with. But you are not separate from oneness. And if there is oneness, there is nothing but abundance of all good things. You cannot be separate from it. You can only believe yourself separate from it, which will blind you or make it difficult to see all the good that is already here right now. Not the good that you're manifesting, not the good that you're visualizing, affirming, scripting for, but the good that is already here, no matter what you do. Now, a wonderful exercise that he talked about, it is limiting your worry to 15 minutes a day. Now, it sounds strange. You may think to yourself, well, why worry at all? Isn't the better thing to do just to stop all worry? Yes, but that is very, very difficult for many people. So the particular book that I was reading or listening to the audio version of is called Dollars Flow to Me Easily. So this book may seem that it's focused on monetary or financial abundance through manifestation, but it really applies to everything that you could possibly desire. So this is a wonderful example, though, using finances, because many people think about finances probably the 16 waking hours of their day. If you have bills that are coming or things that you need to pay and you don't know where the money's going to come from, you're probably worrying all your waking hours. So this is a wonderful way to cut that down from 16 hours to 16 minutes. And it's wonderful because this is how you enforce a mental diet. So many of us have a difficulty actually controlling where our mind is going. We're often allowing ourselves to think negatively too often, to let our good, our visualizations, our getting into the vortex or our getting into the state of fulfillment actually do what it's meant to do. All our good is always here for us, but you're not going to be able to see it unless you put your attention away from all this worry and lack and negativity. So instead of doing it for 16 hours a day, you tell yourself, well, I'm going to do it for 15 minutes. If you want to plan and worry and do all the physical things of the world, in the world of Caesar, as Neville would say, you limit it to 15 minutes. Beyond that, if any new worry comes up during the day, you say, nope, I'll have to save that for tomorrow's 15 minutes. And you simply do your best to enjoy yourself, or at least come to a meditative 0 point. The 0 point being you're not forcing yourself to feel positive, but you're not allowing yourself to feel negative. You come to just pure awareness. Neville Goddard talked about this when he mentions repeating I am, I am, I am, and eyes closed, reaching that state akin to sleep, but not necessarily visualizing anything. You may feel like you're floating. If you don't, that's okay. But in this state, you may have thoughts come up, you may have the worries come up, but you don't allow them, right? You're out of that 15 minutes. So you let those worries go in favor of that 0 point. And there you are getting in touch with yourself. Remember, when you're visualizing, affirming, or whatever you're doing to feel into the state of the wish fulfilled, you are communing with self, which is God, which is already everything you could possibly desire. All your ideals, all your wishes, your dreams are one with self. So you are tuning into self by reaching this 0 point. So by simply taking your attention away from the negative, at this 0 point, you're allowing yourself, which is already everything you desire, to make itself known to you. Okay? You can get to know yourself, self-realization. So you're realizing yourself to be that inherent good. So don't worry if nothing comes up, but you may find the more you do this, at least 15 minutes a day, sitting in silence, not trying to visualize anything, not trying to force any affirmations, but in that 0 point, as he calls it, allowing yourself to feel yourself. Okay? It may feel like peace. It may feel like harmony. It may feel like relief or relaxation. And that is going to, in combination with limiting your worry to 15 minutes a day, going to allow yourself the space to see all the good that is there for you, and it will show up. Okay? And it may take time. Don't worry if it takes maybe even a few weeks or a couple months for your life to catch up. Maybe you say, I don't have a couple months, but in the meantime, you will be okay. If you dedicate yourself to doing these two things, in that meantime, you will be okay until things start to really turn around and there is drastic change in your life. But you have to allow yourself to get comfortable doing nothing. But you're not doing nothing. You are going within to the reality of imagination or conscious awareness and communing with self, which is God. If you're communing with God, how can He not bless you? That means, how can you not bless yourself? So it is really the law of increase. You take your attention away, right? Your attention gives life. You take your attention away from worry and lack. And by coming to this 0 point, not forcing some extreme positive feeling, but coming to the 0 point, the stillness, then the positivity and that good feeling that you naturally are, you already are, you always have been, will make itself known unto you. So another thing to be aware of is you don't want that thing, you want how it makes you feel. You don't want that thing, you want how it makes you feel. So if the example we're continuing with wealth, you don't want the dollars. It's pieces of paper. It really means nothing. You want how it makes you feel, and you feel free. You feel joyous. You feel maybe generous. You feel blessed. You feel thankful. You feel relieved that you don't have to worry or even think about money or glance at your bank account. You always have enough. You can put everything on automatic payments. What a wonderful feeling that is. And that's what you're really after, because all of experience is just feeling. Okay? This physical world, we know 3D is dead. This world is a mirror. You don't want anything to do with the mirror. If you touch it, it's solid glass. It's nothing. But the feeling it can give you, the feeling that we allow these physical experiences of receiving dollars to give us, is what we're really after. So when you come to the 0 point, that is when you can allow yourself to stop feeling lack, right? A lot of times if we're visualizing or affirming something that makes you feel rich, or you're trying to feel rich, you're going to feel more lack, because as soon as you get out of the meditation, if you haven't really satisfied yourself, you're going to look at your bank account, you're going to look at your circumstances, and it's going to throw you down. Think of it like a slingshot, right? If you're trying to force yourself into the positive, it's like you're pulling that string back with visualization, and maybe you touch it for a moment, but when you let go of your visualization, your affirmation, then you come into physical and it shoots you straight down to negativity, and you may feel worse than before. I'm not saying this is definitely the case, but I'm saying this is why coming to a stillness, coming to that 0 point, releasing any thoughts. If the worries come up, it's okay, just let them go. Maybe focus on the breath, focus on any feelings that are naturally arising in the body, and let them flow. You're not forcing anything. You're not trying anything. You're not trying to visualize and get into the state perfectly. You let it go and you let it come to you. Okay? You are God of your experience, and you are serving yourself. Let yourself serve yourself and make it easy. Allow good to flow to you. No force, no trying, allowing. Now, another note that I made was, it's not that you aren't asking enough. It's not that you aren't visualizing, affirming, scripting, whatever you like to do. It's not that you aren't doing it enough as to why it's not coming. It's that you are not ignoring worry, lack, limitation, thoughts, and feelings enough. Your attention is where energy flows, right? Where attention goes, energy flows. And it's the law of increase, right? What you put your attention on will increase, okay? That's why they've called it the law of attraction, because like attracts like. So if you're focused on lack, you're attracting lack. But whatever you put your attention on will increase. So be wary, okay? What are you putting your attention on? That's why it's so helpful to limit to 15 minutes a day. If you're going to worry and plan and do all the things in the world of Caesar, do it for 15 minutes. But the rest of the time, allow yourself to either come to that 0 point or just do something that makes you feel good. Take your mind off of it, okay? And it sounds so backwards. How? How could we possibly get what we desire if we don't think about it? How could we solve a problem without thinking about it? Well, look at all these people in the world who focus so much and constantly think about their problems. How many of them have truly solved them? Maybe we should give ourselves a chance to experience the good that is already there, already present, by allowing ourselves to ignore any thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation and worry. That's why reaching into this 0 point, okay, you can accept that you've asked enough. Every little thing that you do, every little reaction, if you've seen a nice car and you think to yourself, wow, that's a nice car, or you've been to a nice neighborhood and you've thought, wow, what a wonderful house, those impressions are already asking. You've put in your order. You've told the subconscious what you want, even if you haven't sat and visualized it and affirmed it and scripted it a million times. You can trust that you've asked enough because it is always keeping track of the most minute response and reaction to your world. That's why it's so important to stay on top of your state of consciousness. And you can tell what your state of consciousness is not by judging your reactions, but by observing your reactions. If you are struggling with wealth and someone says, do you want to come on this trip to a foreign land? It's going to cost $6,000. And you think to yourself, there's no way I could do it. That is a reaction. Of course, you go back, you revise the scene. You make it so that you can say, yes, I'd love to go. I know all things are possible to me and I can go right now. But even if that doesn't feel good, you come to the 0 point. You don't allow yourself to think negatively like, oh, I wish I could go. I can't go. There's no way I could go. No. You go to the 0 point and you allow yourself to feel the stillness, the peace that exists already within you. And then you'll be able to move naturally, flowingly into imagining that it's already done. But reach that 0 point first, because if you're trying to go from the negative to the positive, you're going to be forcing. And of course, the law of reverse effort, the less effort we put in, the better, all right? The quicker, the more easy and effortless manifestation will be. Now, how do you know that everything you desire is already here? It's not something you need to manifest or work to manifest or go out and do things in the world to attract. How do you know it's already here? Well, if you are truly one with God, one with the infinite, you can't subtract anything from the infinite. If you have infinity and you go -5, it's still infinity. You can't subtract anything from the infinite. So it is merely your awareness of lack that is perpetuating the appearance of lack in your world. Remember, it is not really there. This lack that we're perceiving, this worry that we're allowing to continue on in our lives is not real. The realness is oneness. If there's only one and you are that one, then there's no lack. There cannot be lack. So allowing yourself to go to that 0 point means you don't have to force positivity to attract something to you. You just go to the 0 point where you accept you are one with infinity. And naturally, everything you already are becomes clear to you. Now, it sounds so strange that it would be so easy as to not force any feelings, force these positive emotions, force these visualizations over and over, but merely spending 15 minutes or more a day reaching that 0 point, reaching that point of stillness, not positive, not negative, but just relaxing into yourself, feeling yourself maybe floating. I like to feel myself with a lot of energy flowing. If you've ever seen Dragon Ball Z, it's like when they have their power levels going, whoosh, 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 and I can hear it. I can feel it. And I'm not saying to myself, this means this. This means abundance is flowing to me. No, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself in the reality of imagination, not trying to do anything, not making anything happen, not forcing anything to happen, but allowing myself to enjoy the experience. Now, I like to think of it like this. You are the CEO of your life. The best CEOs are lazy. Now, this sounds so strange, but it's because instead of being the one that says, I have to do this, I have to go out into the world of Caesar and make all these things happen, I have to do every single part by myself. You are not alone in this. You have your own impersonal self that is willing to do everything for you. But all you have to do is relax into receiving. And that's what a lazy CEO does. They automate, delegate, eliminate, to optimize their life into flow. Okay, so automate, delegate, and eliminate your need to do anything to make your wealth or your desired relationship or your desired job appear, whatever it is that you're manifesting. Allow yourself to release all need to do anything and be the lazy CEO of your life, okay? And allow God to take care of it all. That's how you let go and let God. Your only job is to feel good. Okay, and that doesn't mean feel some insane positive emotion, but feel genuinely good, relaxing into yourself at the 0 point. The 0 point feels good, and it may even take you to higher and higher heights of positivity than you could ever induce with any visualization, with any affirmation or manifestation practice. So that is what I got out of the book by Richard Dotz called Dollars Flow to Me Easily. It's about so much more than just money, but of course it is a wonderful explanation of why we can take things more easy and effortless than we even thought possible to manifest everything we could possibly desire. So I hope you like this video. If you want to check out my stuff, I have my book, Doing God's Work, my specific person manifestation guide, one-on-one coaching, and free downloads available at the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.